Hello everybody, my name is Drew and welcome back to a brand new episode of Sky Factory 3. I'm hanging out here in the farming area because we're going to take a little break from working on blood magic. But before we dive into this episode, let's go over to the temple. I want to show you guys what I was working on. Not a lot has changed over here other than I have moved runes around. We now have a full layer of speed runes and a creeper, apparently. You don't belong there. I'm disconnecting these blood tanks. They don't empty fast enough. It's definitely a mechanic of the altar itself. It's meant to take out essence, but really not accept it other than when you're, killing things. I was decided that in order to make sure that this goes quicker and I wanted to test timing, I replaced this whole top layer with speed runes, and then I decided to put these rune sacrifice on this tier here. I think my plan for this tier is now going to end up being I should be able to make the basic runes of capacity or the basic augmented capacity runes. So what I will do is I'm going to have 4 of them. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there'll be 8 total because they're going to go around the corner pillars here, and then have the middle 3 of each of these sides being the sacrifice runes. And I think that'll make a good third tier version of the altar. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with though. Where is my divination sigil? Yeah, so we still have 10,000 LP because I haven't put each those runes on there, but it does go pretty quick for a tier 3 altar. I'm actually fairly happy with it. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna move away from this for an episode. I will work more on it in the meantime. So what I was doing was I realized we have yet to automate food production. We have food and we have the ability to craft it ourselves, and while that doesn't take long and I could probably make the large mass assembler, make it, why not set up some complicated automation that'll do the job for us, because why not? And it'll make for an interesting episode, I think. It'll be kind of cool to make all this kind of stuff. But we need to upgrade our farms here a little bit. Mostly I want to upgrade their growth crystals, and I don't know that I need to necessarily upgrade these growth crystals because these guys go pretty quick and we have a decent amount of them already. I do want more wheat though, because I want to convert wheat into some other stuff as well. I need seeds because I finally figured out why my chickens are dying. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Well, I think I did mention the seed thing before. That's why they die. So I need to be able to get seed into this chicken feeder consistently because my chickens are dying and I don't want my chickens to die. Not that I'm using the chickens for anything. Actually, I should move them before I automate all that. But yeah, that's in the future at some point. If I feel like we're going to need to do the chicken thing. Oh, we might do the chicken thing because it's kind of like this mod packs version of bees. But anyway, I want to upgrade these growth crystals, which is why I have empowered palace crystals in my inventory. Because I've been making them on the old setup over here. And it's, it's a pretty simple process. You gotta take your prismarine, you gotta take your floral shard, yada yada yada, and let it convert. That's kind of it. But I think we'll be good with 4 blocks because only one of these blocks is used to make 3 greenhouse glass blocks. I have 2 left in our inventory, so I need a few. I probably should get a couple more of these. That might be a good idea. Well, you know what? I'll make. What have I got? I got 3 now. This will be 4. I'll make 8 total. So I'm going to be right back, and I'll be back as soon as I have 8 of these blocks right here. And now we have 8. That didn't take too long. All right, let's go make ourselves some... Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Get out of here. Waypoint. Now let's go make ourselves some greenhouse glass. Alrighty. These are actually fairly easy to make, obviously. Put all those in there. Bam, now we got 26 pieces of glass. I think that'll be enough. So we're going to go grab all 3 of these, because I might as well take all 3 of them, even though I don't technically need some of that. Oh, it's already been refilled. Look at that. Oops. Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll throw this guy in there. And we'll go over here. And then these will all be upgraded. And we'll have a little bit of extra glass to spare, which is good. So we're going to take this and we're going to say, hey, oh, we need growth accelerators, don't we? need 18 of them. Might have been a little bit aggressive there. That's okay. So we need that. Ooh, fertilized dirt. I should have fertilized dirt still. Oh, I don't. Oh, that's right. I used it all, didn't I? Shit. How does one make fertilized dirt again? What is that made out of? Oh, that's easy. We have a ton of that stuff. Okay. Easy peasy. Alright, now we're good. Now we should be good. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. So these will go back where they belong on top of this. Now, supposedly they act like source blocks, but none of these ever appear irrigated. So I don't know how much I actually trust that knowledge there. But anyway, those will start doing their thing. And the nice thing about... Hold on, there's those growth crystals. So each growth crystal gets farther and faster and faster, but it still stays in a 9 wide farm, which is perfect for this. The best part is it gets higher and lower. It actually adds vertical. So if you wanted to stack farms, you could do it that way. That is definitely a way you can go. Now, I don't know how much faster this is compared to what we had before. It doesn't look like it's all that much faster for growth. A tier 3 is supposed to be the fastest growth, but I'm wondering what that'll actually mean. And to get that, you need a dragon egg, which is not something that we have at this point in time, unfortunately. We still need to beat the Ender Dragon and find out how the hell you get to the end. I think it's just I think we need the end cake is how we get to the end. Can't remember. We're going to have to look that up. But anyway, so we want to get these farms going, and we want to automate having food. How are we going to do that? Well, all of our stuff is obviously being put into this setup here. And there's a little space underneath here. So we're going to actually grab... Well, let's put some stuff out of our inventory. And we're going to grab some cobblestone. And we're going to expand. Let's close that down. That guy can go. Yep. Everything looks good. Okay. But we want cobblestone. So let's go ahead and grab a couple stacks. And we'll go ahead and expand this platform. Where's our builder's wand? Thank you. Because I'm going to need probably this whole area over here to make this work nicely. Kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit. That's okay. There we go. Actually, I think that looks rather good. Alright, so F7. So we know where to put our torches down because we don't want shit spawning. That would be egregious. I can go over there. And I wonder if I just put one on the wall there. No, not good enough. I actually have to put one kind of there. I really should just reorganize all of this. That's okay. So, there's a few things we need to do. We want to make sandwiches. In fact, we want to be able to make easily grape, blueberry, and raspberry sandwiches. And then I think what I'll do is have them output to their own, I was thinking they call them barrels, but storage drawers. They'll output each to 1, 2, 3. So I can just walk up and grab a couple sandwiches and be on my way. That's the plan. So to do that, what do we need? Well, we're going to need bread. And we could make bread the old-fashioned way, or we can get complicated and actually automate the production of flour into bread. Why don't we do it that way? So how do we get flour? There's a number of different flours in the game. The most common one, I think the one that we'll be using is probably going to be this one here, because we can easily chain flour into we can chain a alloy smelter and a sag mill together very easily. There's that barley flour. There's wheat flour, which automatically converts that way as well without having to burn anything. But what's the point of that? Oh, excuse me. I'm yawning. Yeah, what's the point of that? No. We want to do it this way. So we're going to need a sag mill and an alloy smelter. I'm going to put octadic capacitors in both of them. So we're going to need those as well. We have double layers. We have no octadic though, but that's okay. We can go 1, 2. And we're also going to need a crafter of some sort. I'm thinking we're probably going to end up using, which ones are these ones? These are the, yeah, this is the RF Tools one. I think that's going to be our best bet because you can actually, we could do multiple recipes per machine. How many recipes can these handle? Crafter. Candles 2. So we want a tier 2 crafter. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to want. Now, we could have it all done in one crafter for compactness sake, I guess you could say. Because one crafter could convert wheat into flour, flour into bread, kind of thing. Or wheat into... No, I like that. I like doing it this way. We're going to do it this way. We will need that tier 2 crafter probably if I want to do all the sandwiches in one, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So we're going to need a sag mill, and we're going to need alloy smelter. So, sag mill. Let's make a sag mill. Oh, we got an extra one. Perfect. Do we have any alloy smelters? Oh, I do. Good. Alloy smelter. So that's going to be for making bread. Let's make capacitors. We have the capacitors. Good. Let's figure out where I want to put this. Where's their power? There's power over here. How's that power system doing? I don't think that line's at capacity. I might need to start subbing out for new power lines at some point because this is going to slowly reach capacity, but they're probably, I don't think I'm using that much power on that network, so we should be okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to pop down both of these. We're going to go sag mill, and we're going to go, actually, we'll go a little in. Like that. So we're going to sag mill, and we're going to go alloy smelter. And we're going to have this, let's make the input on the top, output on the side. So the wheat will go in the top, it'll get turned into flour, and then kicked into our alloy smelter, which input will be on, I'm going to go furnace mode only. And we're going to tell it to pull, oh, no, I did it wrong, pull, but I want to push to the top. So we're going to go in and out, kind of like that. Because I think that's going to work for us. So we're going to say octadic capacitor in U and in U. And to get that in there, oh, we are going to need some other stuff. Oh, get in there. All right, everybody's got one. Good. So that's going to be for the wheat. So what do we need to actually make sandwiches themselves? Because we'll need to be able to automate the production of jelly as well. Okay, so we're going to need multiple crafters here. Because if I wanted to make raspberry, raspberry, oh, raspberry, there we go. So we want to make that, we need sugar, which we can make as well. So we're going to need to automate the production of sugar. So we're going to need a lot of crafters here. Let's make a bunch of crafters. Let's do that. So let's make a whole bunch of these guys. If I have extra, I'm not going to be too concerned. Now, tier 2 crafters. Let's make 3 tier 2 crafters. There we go. Perfect. So that'll be used to make the final products, which will get put up there. So I think what I'll do is I'll end up putting... I might need to move this stuff, now that I'm thinking about it. This is our sag mill. Let's move the sag mill over here. Sorry, I'm going to move that. So we can put the sag mill there and the alloy smelter there instead. So that it's kind of the start of the production line kind of deal, you know what I mean? We only have to go a little bit of ways down to get to it, and then we'll have the rest of this stuff over here. Okay, so these crafters, so one of these crafters is definitely going to be used to make the food, which I'm going to say let's put that crafter here, because it will need power, and it does need to be kind of above everybody else, if that makes any sense. Next we're going to need, so this is making bread. The bread is going to go directly up there. Okay, so that's easy enough. We also need to be able to convert sugar. So, where's a crafter for sugar? Our sugar crafter is going to be this one. And we can dump a lot of, so what we can actually do, so hear me out, guys. Here's what I'm thinking. What we can actually do is, instead of having one long chain, let's have everything craft in their own little areas and then output back into this ME system, or our refined storage system. And then from the refined storage system, pull the items required to make the food. That actually might work in our favor better, I think. Because then we can have them set up that there should always be, I understand now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have everything set up so that it's on an autocraft on demand at some point. There'll be a supply of bread and everything else, but what I'm thinking is there's always got to be at least X amount of stuff in the system. If it's not, it'll output signal to these guys to activate to make more bread, because it'll just stop producing at some point, right? Operate only when there's redstone signal. And that'll probably be the way to do it. So let's make an area to make sugar. So sugar's going to get made. Well, how do I want to tackle this? Let's tackle the bread. Let's be smart about this. We're going to need import and export and some automation. So let's go. Let's grab our import relays. I'm going to tell you to make 10 more, even though I could have easily done that. That's fine. Import. Export. I only have one. That's fine. Make 10 more. Go. Thank you. Make 5 more. God damn, I love autocrafting. Okay, so yeah, I think this is going to be the way to do this. This is going to be a lot easier. So I'm going to say I want to export stuff out of our network into you, and that's going to be the wheat. And then I want to import whatever the hell comes out of this guy, which will obviously be bread. This is going to save down on wiring and space too, I think, because I should make this at least a little bit efficient. So I'm going to wire up the rest of this stuff, so you guys get what I'm doing. I'm going to make a little station for each item. It'll get dumped back into our network and so on and so forth. But I'm going to go set all this up, and I'll be right back, guys. Hey, okay, this is now all functioning. Check this shit out. So everything is wired up, and here's how it all works. So of course we already know about our bread loop here, which works just fine. See, it's here cooking down still, but it's not doing anything because I believe I set it to, yes, activate with redstone. So there you go. It's ready and waiting to produce bread when we need it, because we set it to only produce when it's under 128 pieces of bread. Pretty slick. Next we have... Hold on, I gotta block some holes up here. So next we've got our peanut butter production. And I've set this one to be 256 because I figure we're going to need that much. Actually, you know what? We probably should do that for bread. Let's set bread to 256. 256. There you go. So it's going to keep producing bread, and that's fine. It'll go over a little over that because it's producing 3 at a time. But that's totally fine. So these 4 are our jellies and stuff. So this one has got grape jelly. This has got raspberry jelly. This one is making sugar. This is just making sugar. Right now it's not doing anything because we have enough sugar. I told it to do 1,000 sugar, so we're good on that. And this one is blueberry. Now all of the jams are set to 64. I could bump this up to 128, and I actually might. No, I won't. We're gonna keep it in 64 because I feel like it'll use the system and it'll actually get use out of it if I leave it like this. What is this guy is producing? Sugar. But you're not doing. Oh, I guess I probably out of. Am I out of sugarcane? Is that the problem right now? Sugarcane? Yeah, it must be out of sugarcane, but that's fine because these are growing and automatically collecting sugarcane, so that's fine. So we're good. We have quite a bit of sugar. We have quite a bit of everything else. I can always use Natura to make those. That's no problem. Now let's set up the actual sandwiches themselves. So I've got this guy set up already over here, and this is where we're going to keep our sandwiches. I'm going to, in the meantime, empty all of this stuff out because I don't need that sitting there no more. So these can all go in here. That can go in there. That guy. The chicken I will keep because it needs to go to its own home. And let's set a crafter up. So we need to have a crafter set up such that it can make all of our stuff. And to do that, I think the easiest way to do it is going to be over here. We're going to put our import and export on, I guess, the bot. Oh, I might have import. That's okay. So say export. So to make sandwiches, if I wanted to make a sandwich, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to do this pretty quickly. So if I wanted to make, say I wanted to make a raspberry jelly sandwich. I can't speak, sandwich. So here's the ingredients you need. You'll need peanut butter, bread, raspberry jelly, and a cutting board. So if I go and grab a cutting board, this is really cool. I love how this works. This is going to be interesting if it works exactly the way I want. So let's go and grab some jam. We'll grab a piece of bread. Come on, bread, come over here. We have our cutting board, and we just need peanut butter. And we'll do the same thing for blueberry and grape. Like that. Now, the only way for this to work easily is going to be on, I suppose, on demand. Now, I could make one crafter each for all of them. I'm going to try doing it on the one crafter, and we'll see how this goes. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? Okay. Damn. Maybe I should, maybe I'm going to have to set this up inverted. So I'm wondering how I'm going to do the automation. What I might have to do is make a conduit attached to a detector, or several detectors, and they're all going to emit so long as there's 64, or they won't emit, I suppose. Yeah, so this might have to receive a redstone signal in order to craft whatever, but I would have to do it. I may have to separate these out, actually. Yeah, I'm going to have to separate these out. That's unfortunate. I'm going to have to do it that way. That's okay, though. That's not a big deal. Power-wise, we're going to make use of... Well, we don't really need to worry about that too hard. So I suppose what we'll do is we're going to put our... We have 3 sandwiches we want to make, so we'll need 3 crafters. So why don't we do this like this? 1, 2, and 3. So those are 3 crafters. So we're going to go to the first one here. Means I'm going to need to make more, but let's just focus on the raspberry jam. So we're going to put raspberry jam, bread, peanut butter. Now you guys have seen me use these crafters before. You guys know how they work. One of the cool features that we haven't really gotten into is that this mode specifically on the external will take all crafted items and go to the output buffer, but remaining items like buckets, thank you Razor Synapse for interrupting my episode, and in this case cutting boards will stay. So let's hit apply so we can see this is raspberry jelly, and I'm going to go to an export bus, and the export bus is going to go, we'll make the export bus go where? I guess we'll make the export bus go here. And we're going to tell it to react only to redstone. And we're going to make a detector go. Where's my, am I out of detectors? I might be, Jesus. I guess I used them all. Look at me go. It's okay, we need importers anyway. So, let's grab those. Grab that. And we're going to grab detectors. Thank you. I don't need 5, but 5 was a good number. Alright, so let's set this eye up. So there's that detector there. Now it should only affect that one. I want to say emit signal when below a value of 64, because we're going to want at least a stack of sandwiches. And do I have any I don't think I have any sandwiches. So we're going to teach it to make the raspberry sandwich then, and we're going to import. Nope, neither of those belong in there. So we're going to put the import side of things on the face of it. Like that. And we'll wire it all up with cables already on my hotbar. Okay, so that's wired. Now we haven't taught it anything there. So what I'm going to tell it is I want to say import. You're going to export bread, raspberry jelly, and peanut butter. And inside this crafter we'll stick our cutting board. So I'm going to tell it to actually ignore redstone. So it should start making sandwiches. It is. Good. Okay, now go back to working with redstone. Now if I go up to the AE system, or I keep calling it AE system, refined storage system. If I go up to our food storage, and I should see sandwiches, 14 raspberry sandwiches, which I'm going to grab into my inventory because we are a little low on food. And I'm going to tell it to now emit a redstone signal when it is less than 64 of these. And you'll see that it turns on and it will just start auto-crafting itself away. And when we get 64, it'll stop. And I'm going to do this for the others, but that's it. That's pretty much how that's going to go. But what the hell's the point of this stuff then? Okay, hold on a second. I'll show you. Because I want to be able to easily come up and grab my sandwiches. I'm going to quickly turn that exporter off. Let's quickly turn you... equal to 64. Okay, so that's going to stop exporting. Good. Okay. Because I want to make use of external storage for all of these. Now I'm going to have to stop and do this for pretty much every sandwich, but that's okay. So we got 68 sandwiches. So it shouldn't emit any signal when I get back. We're going to grab a storage bus in our last couple moments here. Do I have any storage buses? Oh, I do. External storage. Bless. Okay. Got this external storage. And like every other drawer system, we'll slap that guy right there. And I'm going to hook it up using our cables. And there, that should now be connected and registering that that has 32 sandwiches, 64 sandwiches in it. And if I go, 68, bam. So if I turn this system back on, it should not make any more raspberry sandwiches because we have 68 of them. Right? I want you to make under. Bam, turns off. Look at that. And there should be everything in. Now I should have made a couple more sandwiches there. And I have one stack of 64. I got 14 in my inventory. Perfect. Yeah, there you go. In total I have how many? 69. It's going to put them, so he's going to put them all in there. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. As long as they're all there, that's really all that matters to me. I wish I could easily make this happen, but that's okay. I'll have to fix it later once I've done automation for all the sandwiches. It'll get to 64 and it should stop itself from doing anything. And there you go. That's it. We've automated food, more or less. That's it. I'll fix the other sandwiches between episodes, and I'll continue working on Blood Magic, of course, because I would like to see that up and running soon. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. I think that'll do us for this episode. I think that was a good job done. Really fun to do. I'm gonna have to finagle with that, aren't I? Yeah, I have to move that. That's okay. That's fine. I'll fix that. Anyway, guys, if you liked the episode, you guys know what to do. Go ahead, leave a like. You can always find other work I've done in the description box below. And of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.